Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. Any position works. And today's a shorter meditation, so the practice or the position isn't as important. However, you want to just find something comfortable and stable. That is really always the key here. You don't want to find something too comfortable where you want to fall asleep, but you also don't want to find something so uncomfortable where you're shifting during the practice. You also want to find something stable, like sitting in a chair or lying down, even, just so you feel a sense of stability. Just find what works for you. We also keep our eyes open during this practice. However, if you have learned to practice with your eyes closed, feel free to do so. There are no hindrances. But of course, if your eyes are open, go ahead and just drop your eyes down away from the screen. We look at them too much anyway. And just kind of glance lightly at the carpet or the floor or the desk, whatever's just below you. Nothing serious. We're not staring at the floor. We're not analyzing the floor, but we're also not zoned out and blurry. Just a gentle, clear gaze directed softly downwards. You're in a comfortable position, and your eyes are either closed or open, looking gently downwards. So much of this meditation practice is really easy and simple. We're here to just sit and not struggle. And the more we practice, the easier this is. Only if we remember to do it. What is here right now? When all your worries, your frustrations, your doubts, your fears, your to-do lists, when all of that is gone, what's left? Where do you go to answer this question? Are you thinking about it? Saying, oh, well, it's just this floor, it's just this, just these thoughts? No. Bring your attention to this question. What is here right now when there are no problems to be solved? There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. And there's no one to become. What's left? Am I catching you thinking about something? Planning your dinner? Totally, totally away from this moment. Just come back to this question. What happens when you let go of all your problems? Essentially, temporarily leave them alone. What's left? What do you discover? Leave your thinking alone. Let it think by itself. Return to this moment. Just practice. What do you feel? What do you smell? What do you see? What do you hear? No thinking is needed. Everything happens by itself. Can't you see that? You don't try to hear, it just happens. You don't try to see, it just happens. Everything happens now. But what is the condition to which all things happen? In other words, what is it that notices all of this? Rest. All right, you can look at the screen. There's a reason I do this daily. There's a reason I post a video like this daily. And if you're new here, I post a video like this daily. There's a reason for it. Because the practice itself isn't a complicated thing. It's not something that requires a lot of learning. It's not like, oh, there's that new thing I figured out finally. Oh, I finally heard that new teacher. Now I understand. It's not really like that. But there takes time for there to be a familiarity, essentially, with the practice, a feeling of, where am I going? Because a lot of these practices, we pay attention to the breath and we leave thinking, go alone. But when I do my own practice, I'm not really ever paying attention to my breath. I'm not doing that whole thing because I know where to go. I already know to leave thinking alone. It's not a thing of me needing to pay attention to the breath and then I can let go of it. Okay, now I can turn and look. What am I? That's just that's a structure. And the more you practice, the less that structure is needed. You already see what to do. You already see, it's hard, it's bad words to say what to do, but you already notice what the mind is like before thinking arises. And you can just rest as that anytime. You don't have to sit in a meditation posture. But the key to it all is to remember to do it. And personally, that's my big, with my own practice, my own struggle. It's like I can suffer about something, worry about something, about whatever, doesn't matter. And I'm just deep in it. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And just leave it alone and then just clear. But it's that remembering that comes back to this moment, to remember to look. What is worried? What is stressed? What wants to relax? What even is this? And it's not all those words, it's just a way of speaking. The practice is just this moment. It's just so simple that it's confusing. So don't worry about it if it feels complicated. If it's complicated, you're thinking. And if you feel, oh, I must practice, it's talking about practice, you're not practicing. There's this teacher, Neem Karol Baba, who said, spiritual practice, which, I don't like the word spiritual, but it's his quote, so I'm not saying it's spiritual, but he's saying spiritual practice is 3 things: love, serve, and remember. The remembering part is really important. Remember this moment. You can, at any time, what is here right now? Okay, I know I got all these problems, there's all these things, okay, but let's leave that alone for a second. What's here? Remember. Remember to practice. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for showing up for your life. And of course, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow.